Fossil fuels, driven by layers of extravagance, digging them up out of the earth and thaw, not having form until they're doing. Then they are what else? Then they are moved by tokens resembling themselves together by their remote nature. Then they act not remote, driving the act that gives one, that then drives the act of actors. Driving to no acting place as an act that's not, then they are acting. Move along little diadems, colliding with your own nature, until the magic of the dream is in its being beyond your reach. Having been to where end knows not its beginning, where then that end is in the beginning, where then there is magic in the beginning that knows no end. Then there is almost an urgency to make it go wrong, so it feels right, for then according to the dialogue of real, the discussion is so light it knows not of its awareness in its lightness. Then I find myself walking light, where though is held the discussion, while I find myself feeling no imperfection, holding it within me that I might recognize it without me, where then why cannot it be without me, where then though the discussion tries to escape me, that then I might be perfected within, as then the discussion is held without, though I watch without perfection and think of what would happen to the things I hold so dear, if the conversation that gave me their light, was turned on outside. What by where then is a tactic for dream normalization, for in a bad dream, the true dedication of its being, is then meaning, but then according to then it trying to strive for too much meaning, it will then find this meaning of dreams, where then it will normalize according to then it having to retain its meaning for its own preservation, what whereby then the good dream is done according to coming to that meaning from the other end, where then what affords a good dream if all dream to then reach a dream, what whereby then the dream realigns itself with trying to mean, what whereby then, is the beginning of this statement, where then when dreaming, that dreams themselves allow each to reach their dream, then the dream almost becomes a sham, in that then everyone dreams and the dream's worth nothing. With an inability to reside within my own city, I continually write in the ways of its inner workings, being then an expression of my inner, where then my outer is an expression of my tale's interest, being not interested in my own tale. Why then do I continuously work in its ways as a form of expression, only feeling a connection to it through the invisible and unseen, wanting it to be here, but not? For why would I spend my days looking through all the old scrolls in a mirror of my own reflection, though in love with myself? I hate to see myself and get in my own way of seeing something else, having no recognition of the things that lay buried. I long to see them once again and feel what battles they invoked, then forget them as soon as they're seen, so that I can then move on, searching to continue the battle, the war for survival, as survival itself is a battle, the one in which I wage war for where else is the sense of knowing? Then what battle cannot be carried on into any other? Then being bogged down in the trenches of war, I soon forget about the war, as the war becomes the way of life, and I wish for my life to head in another direction that I may once again live. When is something remembered? Then when I remember it I wish it wasn't something remembered, for in its remembrance, is the knowledge that I have departed from it. Then in my wishing not to have remembered it, is my wishing to have it be my first time knowing it. For then though is what remembrance is, or at least how I remember it, so then when I remember something, I have already lost it, in the knowledge that I have known it before, then in its memory, I already feel my memory of it departing. Then in wishing not to have remembered it for its memory, am I wishing to then have never departed it? Then though would its memory be what it is to me never remembering? Though then what is it that is never remembered, but then what we don't know having never departed from it, then knowing only what we don't remember, though it's never known for we don't remember it.